All right, hi guys, welcome to the Klaviyo live session. This is leveraging Klaviyo with Klaviyo's Facebook integration with Naveen and Kevin. So let's give them a warm round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. Actually, let me grab the pointer. So we all know how important Facebook is. I know that we've had a couple different presentations on Facebook. What we're going to really be talking about is why it's so important and how to use it with Klaviyo. Before we get started, I'd love to find out how many people here are already advertising on Facebook? Almost everyone. Okay. How many people here have connected their Klaviyo, or actually, let me ask this first. How many here are using Klaviyo already? Most of the room. Okay. How many of you have connected your Klaviyo accounts to Facebook? Okay, great. So there's some that have, some that haven't. Our goal for you is after this session, you find time to sit on your computers, get this set up. We're going to walk you through how quick and easy this is, and more importantly, how valuable it's going to be for you. My name is Naveen Jain. I'm an account executive here at Klaviyo. I get the opportunity to work with new customers to help them get set up for success, make sure that their solution is set up and integrated, and make sure that they're using the best practices that we have.
All right. And my name's Kevin Lomenzo. I'm one of the technical writers here at Klaviyo. So I work on the Academy team. You might recognize my voice if you've listened to any of our video tutorials on the Help Center. I create documentation, video tutorials, and then courses at our new Academy site. So I spend my days trying to make Klaviyo easier to understand for you and also for the internal team.
Perfect. So in terms of what we want to do today, it's first go through Facebook advertising, what it is and why it's important. We're going to highlight some keywords and terminology that you're going to be seeing throughout the presentation, and to make sure that you know that how you can get this set up really easily. Kevin's going to walk you through how to actually integrate your Klaviyo accounts to Facebook and then start using it for lead ads as well. And then we're going to leave time for a question and answer at the end.
All right. Great, thanks Naveen. So to get started, the first thing we want to talk about really is why Facebook is so important. So I have got a very large number on the screen, 7.6 billion. Can anybody in the room tell me what this number represents? Just take a guess. Anyone? Any ideas? You can just shout it out. No? All right, we'll give you a free answer this time. So 7.6 billion is the total amount of people in the world, total population. So now I'm going to switch it up on you. Let's take another shot. Who can tell me out of those 7.6 billion people how many active internet users we have? If you have any idea. No one? Half? Close. It's actually a little more than half. 4.2 billion people in the world are actively using the internet. So to bring it full circle, let's talk about Facebook. How many of those 4.2 billion people are active monthly Facebook users? Anyone have any idea? Yeah. 2 million? 2 billion? Yep, very close. It's actually a little bit more than that. It's 2.2 billion. And so the reason we made that number spin is because this should be making your eyes sort of pop out of your head. Like, wow, that's 2.2 billion opportunities that you have to advertise to. A few more numbers just to really drive the point home. So that we can highlight how much money is being spent on Facebook advertising, how much activity is occurring on Facebook with their advertising. And this number in the middle I really like. 50 million small businesses are already using Facebook advertising. So for those of you that did not raise your hand when Naveen asked if you've already got your Facebook advertising account set up, we're hoping that by the end of this presentation you'll be geared up and ready to go out and create your own account.
Thank you. So in terms of some of the keywords that we think are going to be really important for you, for those that are using Klaviyo, you know segmentation is probably the most important thing you're going to be doing in the platform. It allows you to create groups of contacts based off of behaviors. Those behaviors including website activity, email engagement, and purchase history. Facebook advertising account, if you want to advertise on Facebook, you need an account, pretty self-explanatory. Lead ads, this is what you're going to be leveraging to drive or to capture contact information into your Klaviyo accounts. And then a custom audience in Facebook is a group of contacts that you've brought into Facebook to either target to specifically or to use to create a lookalike audience so that you can target those individuals. Now, when I'm working with organizations, a lot of the times they're telling me that they're intimidated based off of kind of getting set up with Facebook. There are so many different options that are there. Everyone knows age, gender, and location, but there's so many different opportunities that you can have. I want you all to take a minute, just think about some of the demographics that you would use for Facebook advertising, and then I'm just going to ask a couple people to share what those might be.
Yep.
Yeah. And if anyone has any unique ones, share those.
So maybe we can pull the room.
Yeah. Anyone?
So someone who's already advertising on Facebook, who's already doing it today. We saw a few hands, right? So tell us, what type of demographics do you use?
Yeah, user, but I've been advertising for years on Facebook, trying to run Klaviyo. But I deal with vinyl records.
Sure.
For one company I work for, and so it's vinyl records category.
Yep.
Which doesn't work very well. As large as it is, they made that, but I found there's subsets. People like Record Store Day. It's a special event that people, it's one time a year, and there's a big following on that page. You can target that on Facebook. So people like Record Store Day like vinyl records. People who like, there's a Vinyl Factory blog. People who like Vinyl Factory blog, they have like a huge following on Facebook. They're in England, but they have a global following. So I start adding these subsets, and they work better than the general interest of vinyl records. Vinyl records is like I don't know, it's weird. When you look at the makeup of that audience, it's all bizarre. Pulling the data.
For sure.
Add those subsets that really are the target, it works better.
Excellent example.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Those are things that, how long did it take you to kind of figure out, and how much money did it take you to like target those other groups initially?
So I tested each one a little bit. This is going back for years, so I'm doing like $5, $10 day test type things like that. I don't spend too much at all, even now, a month. I do like about $1,500 a month is my budget for the one project I'm on, which is nothing.
Yep.
I've ramped some stuff up recently to $50 a day to just try and see where that goes, and it's working better with more money, just because it's cost of
Sure.
So you can get traction with like $10 a day, I'd say, to start.
Yeah.
But you want to test different ones. So testing budget, you might be like 5 different tests, 10 a day each, so $50 a day, so then see where that goes.
This is a perfect example.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's the thing that a lot of our customers, you were able to figure that out, which is great. A lot of our customers are thinking like, okay, we had this brand right here, My Intent, they sell bracelets. They originally were advertising to individuals that were buying bracelets and things like that. They realized that that wasn't successful for them. They instead used Klaviyo and created lookalike audiences, and were able to find out that advertising to individuals with interest in yoga, interest in mindfulness, those are the types of people that were converting a lot more. And they were able to do that because of the Klaviyo integration that they have.
Yeah. All right, great. And so just to follow up on this note, the point we really want to drive home is that choosing these demographics is hard. I've got a personal experience with this. My wife and I, a few months back, we opened up an e-commerce store. So we were selling ski masks online. When working at Klaviyo, I know how powerful and effective email marketing can be, especially when you pair it with Facebook. So we went ahead, set up our Facebook advertising account, and when we got to this step, I stumbled. So just like you were describing, I tried a few different demographics. I paid to test them out. Didn't work. I tried again with different demographics. I paid to test them out. It was costing me time, it was costing me money, and I wasn't really breaking through. So what we want to show you for the remainder of this talk is how Klaviyo can help you by eliminating this decision, or at least enhancing your ability to make it really easy to choose the right audience to advertise to. So the way we're going to do that is by actually first walking through how to set up the Facebook integration in Klaviyo. And I've got the steps on how to do that summarized on the screen here. Just to show you, it's very simple. We've got it down to 4 steps. You need to have a Facebook advertising account. You need to enable the integration, so connect it up to your Klaviyo account. And then you can choose an ad account for custom audiences and a Facebook page if you want to display lead ads. So let's actually flip over here. We've got a video. And we're just going to walk you through this step by step and show you how quickly you can do it. So the first step I mentioned is if you're going to advertise on Facebook, you need a Facebook advertising account. So for those of you that are brand new, it's very easy to set up, especially if you've already got an established business. Just head over to business.facebook.com and you can enter in your business information and set up your account. And before you integrate with Klaviyo, you're going to want to go ahead and log into that account. When we connect a Facebook advertising account into Klaviyo, we associate it with that specific account. So if you're working with multiple advertising accounts, you want to make sure you choose the correct one. So you can see here, I'm logged into my Facebook advertising account. Next step, flip over to Klaviyo, and in your integrations tab, just search for Facebook. You can find it under all integrations. Now, this is one of my favorite integrations because you'll see when we click here into the integration settings page, there's nothing that you need to go find or track down in terms of information. You don't need a username or a password or an API key. All you have to do is click this button. In the background, Klaviyo goes out and syncs up with that Facebook account that you're logged into. And you can see the page changes slightly. And so, and you'll see a green success call out. Now you're successfully connected with Klaviyo to your Facebook account. The last two steps are to choose an ad account. So from the first drop down, again, I mentioned you might be working with multiple accounts. You can see I've got a few listed here. So just select the one that you want to work with, and then click the blue button one more time. And after that, the last step, number 4, is just to choose the Facebook page that you want to work with. So you'll see you've got one more drop down. Again, choose if you've got multiple. I'm always testing things with Klaviyo, so I've got a lot of different stuff in here. Choose your Facebook page and click the blue button one last time, and that's it. So we did that in 54 seconds. So the reason we're walking you through that step by step is really to just show you it's that simple. And now this account, Naru Mask, which was the business I opened with my wife, that is ready to go. We are ready to start syncing contacts up to Facebook and accepting contacts for anyone who fills out a lead ad. So as a next step, let's talk about those two things. First is custom audiences. And let's go back to our slides here. So after you've connected your ad account to Facebook, one thing you're going to want to do is work with custom audiences. Now, custom audiences, so the way to start with that is to pick a really good segment that you have in Klaviyo. So we always start by using our VIP segment because these are people that you've already nurtured, you already have them in your Klaviyo account, you know who they are, and they're buying from you. They're engaged with your brand, they're engaged with your content. They're a great group of people to sync up to Facebook and then be available to target for other purposes, or take that same group of people in Facebook and create a lookalike audience based off of them. That allows you to essentially go out into Facebook's world of data and find more people that match the data profile of your best customers. You can then target them with ads to drive traffic to your site, or even target them with lead ads to generate more signups. So again, let's walk you through the steps on how easy it is to sync a custom audience, or to sync a list or segment in Klaviyo up to a custom audience in Facebook. So to start here, I've got a GIF, so I'm going to talk you through it. So start on your List and Segments tab, and you can just choose the list or segment you're working with. And when you click into it on the Settings tab, you'll see the Facebook advertising settings at the bottom of the screen. All you have to do is click the Custom Audience section there, and you've got all your custom audiences available, or you can even create one from Klaviyo like I'm doing here. Once you do that, you can see where I'm circling my mouse. That means this segment or list in Klaviyo is now connected to a custom audience in Facebook. We'll begin to sync those profiles up, so you'll now have them available inside of Facebook. And the same way that your segments dynamically update inside of Klaviyo, we'll go ahead and sync those changes over to Facebook. So think about your VIPs. As you gain more people in that segment, we'll add them to that custom audience, keeping that data profile very rich and accurate and up to date. As some people fall out of your VIP segment, we'll go ahead and remove them from your custom audience so that you're always accurately targeting when you advertise to that segment. Thinking back to our demographic example, we don't even have to think about it anymore. We don't have to try to figure out what sort of choices to make in that wizard. We just know that these contacts we already have who are great, Facebook's going to find more people that meet their data profile. So it eliminates the decision, saves you time, saves you money. So that's custom audiences. The second thing you can do with the Facebook integration is lead ads. And this brings the cycle all the way around. It essentially lets you display ads on Facebook and collect those signups to bring them back into your Klaviyo account. So in case you don't know, this is what a lead ad looks like. It's like a sign-up form that displays inside of Facebook. We've probably all had this experience. You're cycling through your Facebook feed, an advertisement pops up. What makes this a lead ad is that in the lower right corner there, below the woman wearing a ski mask, there's a sign-up button. If the user clicks that, their email is automatically imported because it's Facebook, the data's all already there. You can collect additional information like name or last name or other fields that you add. But once this person clicks submit, they'll be added to your Facebook account, but if you're integrated with Klaviyo, you'll also pick them up as a profile inside of your Klaviyo account. And they'll trigger an event that you can use to set off flows, add custom properties to their profile, and many other things. So one more time, let me show you. Choose a list that you want to collect lead ads for. Just click into it. And again, if you go to the settings tab for that list, you'll see your Facebook advertising settings. When you click in, all of your available lead ads are there. You just have to select the one you want to use, and now it's connected. Anybody going forward that submits their email to that lead ad will be added to this list in Klaviyo. All right?
Perfect. Thanks, Kevin. So what happens, or when I'm in conversations with new customers, a lot of them are asking, what are some of the best segments that our customers are using? We're trying to drive revenue like some of the other organizations Klaviyo works with. We've talked about the VIP segment many times. The great thing about Klaviyo is you can test what works for VIPs if it is based off of how many placed orders they've put in the last 30, 60, 90 days, or based on how much revenue they've generated for you over the same time period, overall time, whatever makes the most sense. So we highly recommend leveraging VIP segments, not just for targeting, but more importantly, for the lookalike audiences. Some of the other segments that we think are really popular, cart abandoners. So we all know the power of following up with individuals that abandon their carts with email. We've seen customers generate thousands of dollars with those specific flows. But imagine if you're able to also target these individuals on Facebook to recover their carts even more. That's what our custom audience and Facebook integration allows you to do. So what you would do is simply create a segment for started checkout and hasn't purchased, sync that up with Facebook through the custom audience integration that we have, and then target those specific individuals. Just another way for you to recover these very valuable carts. Some of the other ones that are there, most popular products, so you know what products your customers are looking to purchase more often. If anyone is viewing those, you can target those people on Facebook. There are a few other ones, win-back customers, churn risk, repeat buyers. So if you want to target those individuals, or if you want to find lookalike audiences, those are some of the ones that you can do there. Another one that we didn't put up here but has become really popular is the kind of Hail Mary advertisement. So and we highly recommend organizations clean their lists fairly often. I typically recommend sending emails for 90 to 120 days and then doing a look back and cleaning that list. Before losing them and before suppressing them, if you can target them with a Facebook advertisement, you have a better shot of winning one of those back. And if you win even a single person, it's been better than if you just deleted all of them or suppressed them, in your account.
Actually, I haven't heard that termed as the Hail Mary before. That's good. We should think about rebranding that. Okay, excellent. So that takes us top to bottom through the Facebook integration. We talked about why it was important. We walked through how to set it up, and Naveen just shared with us a few of the ways that we can apply that. But before we go, we want to share something new with you. So while Naveen and I were preparing this presentation, Klaviyo released the ability to segment off of your customer's CLV, or customer lifetime value. Now, with that information inside of Klaviyo, you can manually export it and upload it into Facebook and create a new special type of audience called an LTV audience. What's happening here? Just like we talked about using that data profile of your VIPs, and syncing it up to Facebook to find those matching customers that you don't currently have. With CLV data and these LTV audiences, you can do the same thing, but now you've got an extra layer of data to key off of. So there's lots of ideas and applications that you can think about applying this for. Like the easy one is, let's grab all of our customers with a very high CLV and go sync it up to Facebook and find more customers like them. Let's grab our customers with a low CLV, and maybe we want to sync them up to Facebook, but advertise them in a different manner. Maybe we want to hit them with more coupons or higher rewards, or even just a different angle. So we're excited to share this with you, and we're excited to see more people use it. Right now it is a manual process, but test it out, try it out, see how it works for you, and definitely make a lot of noise, because the more we hear from our customers, the more feedback goes to our product team, and this is the type of great feature that we could get built into the product.
Perfect. And with that, we want to open it up to any questions that you have. Happy to answer anything that we can. If you have questions after this, you can always email one of us. As Kevin mentioned, he continues to build help articles, so he loves to hear where individuals are looking for more help. If you aren't aware, Klaviyo has launched an academy with video tutorials to kind of walk you through how to get started and best practices. This is Kevin's baby, so he's continuing to try to build it out. So if there is anything that you're specifically looking for, let him know, and we can try to build that into the tool. So does anyone have any questions on the Facebook integration or how to use it? Yeah.
You mentioned that you could retarget those customers who haven't answered like in 90 days.
Yep.
What kind of like Facebook lead ads would you do to try and get them back?
Yeah, I think what I've seen and what I've recommended for customers to use is when you're advertising on Facebook to that group, using your most popular products to try to incentivize, to try to entice them to come back. So you know what is being sold more often. Putting that in a lead ad, putting that in a lead ad and trying to generate some interest there.
Yeah. And another note on that, I think, like you've been hearing the trend if you've been going to other presentations. We encourage you to clean your list. We really want you to have a healthy list. But with email marketing, the standard operating procedure for a long time now has been to get a contact and hold on to it. I don't want to let go. I don't want to delete this person. This syncing your customers that are slipping away up to Facebook and then taking one more shot at them, it also should give you some peace of mind. If they're not opening your emails and they're not responding to a heavily incentivized ad on Facebook, you now have all the information you need to know that you should suppress this person and stop paying for them, because you've taken an excellent shot at trying to hit them, and so they haven't come around, so it's time to let go. Focus your efforts on acquiring new customers. Great question.
I have a question. The CLV that you mentioned at the very end, could you explain a little bit more about that? Because you're saying right now it's a manual process?
Sure.
Is it because you can't segment currently off of CLV?
So it's a manual process for a different reason. CLV is a new feature inside of Klaviyo. So we recently released the ability to view that data. And then following that, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, now you do have the ability to create a segment off of CLV data inside your Klaviyo account. What we don't have yet is the ability to automatically take that data in Klaviyo, press a button, and have it sync up to Facebook. So you have to export your list. You can imagine essentially a row of emails and another row containing their lifetime CLV. How much do you expect that person to earn over the course of their customer lifecycle? So with that simple 2-column list, you can upload that to Facebook as a custom audience. And when you go through that, Facebook recognizes the data. You tell them, look, this number here, this is CLV data or lifetime value data. They're going to say, oh, well, we have a special type of audience you can create off that called an LTV lookalike. That lets, because Facebook's already tracking this data, that lets them go out and find more customers that have a similar CLV and all of the other existing data profile that already comes with your customers.
So, but if I were to just create a segment just within Klaviyo
Mm-hmm.
for people with high LTV, it's now that's an option.
Yep.
And then I were to feed that into Facebook as a segment to create a lookalike audience. Theoretically, the difference between that and
So with Facebook, with the LTV audiences in Facebook, there's a different API that we're trying to connect into. So it's a limitation on the API right now. As soon as that's open, and we're actually one of Facebook's API's most heavily used partners. So we're looking to develop that. Because we just launched the ability to segment off of CLV, it's something that our development strategy is fast follows. So build that out and then continue to add the extra functionality. So we're looking to have parity with the CLV data into Facebook as soon as possible.
Yeah. And so I think I see you're kind of looking, I think just to add on a little bit more. No. This is a great question. Part of what's a little confusing to understand about Facebook is when I sync a contact up there, Klaviyo can match the email, but none of the other data, right? We don't know who that person is. We're just keying off of. We've got an email. I know this person is good in Klaviyo. I've associated with them with their user in Facebook. Yeah. Facebook has a lot of other surrounding data, who their friends are, what their interests are, what their friends' interests are. This can all lead to more information for what types of products they might like to buy. But you can't see that. You can only go and find it if you do testing by creating custom audiences and experimenting with demographics, right? Okay. So when you sync up a custom audience, you have this, I've been calling it a data profile. That's all those things you can't see. Using LTV is just one more added extra layer that should give you customers that have a similar CLV plus all the other similar interests that your VIP customers already have.
I think maybe what you were trying to get at is if you created a segment of high LTV and you just connected it that way, you would know that those people had a high LTV, but Facebook wouldn't know what it was. But if you do it with the spreadsheet, now you're actually giving them the data. This is what their lifetime value is.
And so my question is then is like, what's the benefit coming out of the second? Like
you just have more data.
More data.
That's the benefit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like everything else. It's another layer. It's more information for you to use, but it's also a new feature. I would say test it out. You asked a great question about how should you target customers that are slipping away. Well, the more you know about them, the more informed you can make that decision about what type of messaging, what type of content. But you're always going to want to experiment. So, something that works really well for a VIP audience, you might find a different angle. It might be slightly different for a high LTV audience. Something that works really well in terms of campaign content or whatnot for for subscribers that are slipping away, you might find something similar but different that works for customers with a low LTV, right? And then also, LTV gives you that key number. It's like, how much am I going to spend? You mentioned that you were running $5 and $10 tests. When you go and create one of these Facebook ad campaigns or lead ads, you have to decide how much money to spend. Having the CLV data, again, it's one more data point for you to key off of. You can know, you don't have to go all in or not. You can make a very informed decision about what you think would be a good number, a good dollar amount to spend on this advertising campaign. Great question.
Any other questions? Oh, perfect. Well, thank you all. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, just have a few announcements. So let's, so after we wrap up, if you guys, in the guidebook app, you can opt into this session. You can get the slides straight to your email. There's also going to be an evaluation if you want to leave some nice words for our presenters. And one new thing is in the app, there's now an end of day survey. It's kind of a conference overview survey. It's really quick, I promise. So if you want to just give us some feedback. So yeah, let's give a big round of applause to our presenters.